There are three main mammal groups, and we're going to discuss those three main mammal groups and how they evolved. The first group, and you might argue the most primitive group, is what we call monotremes. Monotremes are organisms that they are mammals, but they lay eggs kind of like reptiles. Unlike reptiles, monotremes do nourish their young with milk from glands on the abdomen. They do have mammary glands, so they are mammals. They just happen to also lay eggs. These aren't super common today, but a few do live in the Cenozoic, kind of like the platypus. So the platypus lays eggs, but is a mammal. So it's a monotreme. The next type of mammal is a marsupial. These are the ones that nurture their young in an external pouch. So like a kangaroo or a possum. They're really common in Australia and South America. Both of these continents were largely isolated during much of the Cenozoic, which allowed marsupials to evolve in these locations and not compete or be outcompeted by placental mammals. Speaking of placental mammals, that is our third category. So placental mammals, these are organisms that have placentas, right? They care for, or they grow their offspring within their abdomen, within the placentas. Right? So we are placental mammals, right? When we reproduce, we have placentas. When females reproduce, they have placentas. Placenta is a vascular organ that develops during gestation, and it facilitates the exchange of nutrients between the parent and the fetus. So the placentals include all living mammals except for marsupials and monotremes. So these are the most common on Earth today during the Cenozoic. Now, keep in mind that I said that South America was really common for marsupials because it was isolated for most of the Cenozoic. Well, we know that that's no longer true today. Today, North and South America are connected through the Isthmus of Panama. Remember, the Isthmus of Panama was formed during the Cenozoic. Before that, these two continents were separated, so plants and animals couldn't migrate between the two. When the Isthmus of Panama formed due to tectonic and volcanic activity, all of a sudden there was this land bridge where organisms could start moving around. So this happened about 3 million years ago, and it allowed marsupials from the south to migrate north and placentals from the north to migrate south. So entering South America were placental mammals like camels, elephants, deer, bears, cats, dogs. And in the opposite direction, from South America to North America, we have monkeys, possums, rats, porcupines, anteaters, right? So a lot of organisms that no longer live on these continents today, but did in the past, were able to move locations due to the Isthmus of Panama being formed. And for a time, both marsupials and placentas flourished in their new locations, but eventually the marsupials did begin to decline. All of the hoofed marsupials became extinct, as did the placental ground sloths, the heavily armored glyptodonts. Today, the marsupials are still a dwindling group.